Hello. My name is Michael Garcia. I am the chair of the Ethnic Studies Department. And I have a couple of things I wanted to say. Excuse me? Oh, sorry. I can hear myself, so I think that you can hear me. So I've been on a lot of different campuses. I've seen a lot of things like this happen elsewhere. When I was an undergraduate at Willamette University, a friend of mine was called a dyke and was spit on as she was leaving one of the campus dining halls. When I was in graduate school at Cornell, art installation by a Latino artist was vandalized and partly destroyed. When I was at Binghamton University in New York as a professor, a Korean student was beaten by a group of white students and suffered permanent brain damage. And then, of course, this week here at the University of Oregon, one of the things that has impressed me in each of these cases is the way that people have responded. I think that part of what matters the most in these situations is how people respond. And so at Willamette, the incident resulted in a door-to-door campaign in the residence halls to get every student on campus to sign a petition against hateful acts against gays and lesbians. At Cornell University, it resulted in a student-led demonstration and occupation of the administration building, eventually resulting in the creation of a Latino Living Center on campus. At Binghamton University, again, student demonstrations and an occupation of the administration building with the result of the development of an Asian and Asian American Studies program there. I think part of what struck me about each of these cases is although the groups that were targeted were specifically gays and lesbians or Latinos or Asian Americans, the response was coalitional. And so in each case, people of different sexualities, different races and ethnicities, different genders all came together in support of the group that had been targeted. And I think that that's what we see here today, and I think that that's important. So part of what matters today is how we respond. And I think that that matters more than what happens to those who are responsible for painting the swastika and the other vandalism. So do we respond in anger by demanding harsher hate crimes, more penalties, more criminalization, and more police presence to ensure that justice is served if the guilty get what's coming to them? That's one possible response. Do we respond in grief by demanding limitations on the rights of free speech and association? Do we seek to ban political views of those that would hurt us? That's another possible response. Or do we seize this as an opportunity to build coalitions and to educate? What matters most today is not whether those responsible for this act are found and brought to any kind of justice, although that matters. What matters is whether others who would never dream of committing an act like this can come to see how their own actions are connected to what happened here this weekend. We must see how the painting of a swastika is connected to a young girl using the words gay and fag as pejoratives. We must see how hateful and violent acts are connected to the rigid imposition of strict gender roles on children, whether we're talking about blue and pink baby clothes or the ubiquitous celebration of Valentine's Day as an occasion of coercive heterosexuality in our elementary schools. Not to mention prom and homecoming and quinceañeras. We must see how gay bashing and homophobic vandalism does have connections to the decisions of millions of Americans to vote to withhold the rights and protections of marriage to gays and lesbians, and to support Congress in its continued withholding of equal protection in housing and employment from gays, lesbians, and transgender people. Many people who would be horrified by the painting of a swastika can casually recite why they oppose equal rights for queer folk. That must change. And we, those of us who care about LGBT survival, are the only ones who can make that change. The most important thing we can do today is to resolve ourselves to contribute to broad, multicultural, multi-gendered coalition to bring an end to the everyday homophobia that exists all around us, but that never becomes the subject of a rally. Thank you, and venceremos.